Welcome in. We will be watching every president's favorite food. Now, if America is known for anything, it's that we're fat. So you just know these presidents were eating good. Let's check it out.
Who's hungry?
Me.
I'm Mr. Beat.
I really
I'm
shouldn't
actually a
watch
little hungry
these
right now.
when I'm hungry.
Does anyone have any food out there?
Here you go.
Thanks.
Solid fruit.
I love bananas. This is great.
Top three,
Yeah.
arguably.
Sorry to go all bananas for a banana there. And sorry I just said that. So anyway, American presidents get hungry too, you know.
Yeah, looking at that spread that they were just showing, I'm thinking like the only person that loves McDonald's more than me might be Mr. Trump. Might be, truly. If I could eat with any of these dudes though, it's gotta be George Bush. He just seems like a cool dude to eat some food with. Most say to drink a beer with. I'm not the biggest fan of beer. But I'd eat some Tex-Mex with this dude. A Texan through and through. I'd be down. Give me a burrito. I'm chilling.
In this video, we're going to look at the favorite food of every president in American history. We'll go chronological again because I know some of you want to skip ahead to Teddy Roosevelt because of course you do. That's right.
Why? I don't know why. I'm not cultured enough.
This will be the most important video I have ever made. George Washington.
All right, what were they eating back then?
And still my favorite president, loved roasted
Ooh.
meats and apparently only foods that began with the letter H.
I love some roast beef. I love hazelnuts too.
Hazelnuts, hot chocolate.
Don't like hot
honey,
chocolate.
and hoe cakes.
Honey's okay. Never had a hoe cake. Well, not those kinds of hoe cakes.
You said a bad word.
No, hoe cakes are like pancakes. Fried cornbread, basically. Now,
Sounds pretty good.
Washington apparently also really loved cherries. Overall,
Ooh, yo, George Washington has a solid spread here. I love cherries as well.
though, he preferred simple meals over big fancy ones. John Adams. Adams also preferred simple meals over fancy ones. Being from New England, Adams preferred New
Seafood?
England foods, of course. In particular,
Yeah, crab
codfish
cakes.
cakes and apple pan dowdy. Yeah, I had
Or
to
whatever fish he said. Cod, did he say?
Google them too, and they both look amazing. Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, those didn't look too good to me. I'm not into desserts, not into fish.
Mac and cheese.
The toddler of presidents, apparently.
No joke. Jefferson apparently found out about macaroni when he traveled around Europe, and because he used to have it served to dinner guests when he was president, helped popularize it in the United States.
Super popular
I gotta
now
say,
among
I
little
eat me some
babboos.
mac and cheese literally every week. Jefferson also loved fried
Oh,
potatoes.
damn. He really is the toddler of presidents. I mean, I respect it. Mac and cheese is okay. Fries, though, amazing. One of the best foods on earth.
Greens and Virginia ham, of course.
Ham's okay.
James
It's alright.
Madison. Well, we don't really know his favorite food, actually. He was a pretty private dude. However, his much less private wife, Dolly Madison,
That sounds like such an insult. Much less private wife.
did popularize ice
Oh.
cream when she was first lady. So,
Okay.
sure, let's go with ice cream
Yo,
as
shout
James
out Dolly.
Madison's favorite food. Oh, and specifically oyster ice cream,
Oh.
apparently. I
What?
didn't even know that was a thing.
That's crazy.
James Monroe.
Maybe don't shout out Dolly. I take it back.
Monroe was known for having elegant dinners, but dessert was his favorite. His favorite
L.
food apparently was spoon bread, which is similar to bread pudding. Oh, you don't know what bread
I don't know what bread pudding is, actually. Well, I know the concept of it, but I've never eaten it.
pudding is either? Well, imagine everything that tastes good, but is really bad for you, and mix it with bread in a pan.
So just butter? Bunch of butter?
That's bread pudding.
Alright.
John Quincy Adams. Apparently, Adams didn't show much interest in food. Meh, he had much more important things to worry about than eating. That said, Adams loved fresh fruit so much that he planted a bunch of fruit trees in the White House
And
yard.
they're still there to this day. Whoa, no way. So this is the Steve Jobs of presidents. Interesting.
Andrew Jackson.
Okay,
Well,
Mr.
you know,
$20
since Jackson
bill.
was so opposite of Adams, he loved food, of course. He served lots of it at parties. Famously, one time he served a 1,400-pound wheel of cheese at a White House shindig. Jackson loved to eat leather breeches. No, not literal leather breeches. I guess that's the name of a dish containing green beans cooked with bacon.
Ooh.
For dessert,
I would eat that. Green beans and bacon? Those are two W ingredients. Put them together. Why not?
he loved blancmange, a concoction of cornstarch and milk. Martin
That looks less good.
Van
Yo, this looks just like the other guy. What was his name? John Quincy Adams? I don't think that's who it was. Maybe it was. But anyway, he looks just like him.
Buren. Apples!
L.
Van Buren loved him some good apples, but not bad ones. And anything with apples in it. Apple donuts and apple cake and
Okay, maybe apple donuts are a W, like rare, good, sweet item. But so far, these presidents, they have too much of a sweet tooth, man. I'm not vibing with it. I guess even back in the day in America, we were addicted to sugar. I'm not vibing. George Bush, goated. Some roast beef? Let's go. So far, George Bush is winning. I can't wait until we get like to the end, like near Trump and Bush and whatnot, Obama. They're probably cooking better.
He also loved oysters and pretty much any kind of meat in existence.
All right, at least this dude likes meat. That's cool. We love meat.
I don't think he was a cannibal, though. William Henry Harrison. Well, obviously.
I'm gonna be real with you. I've never even heard this dude's name before in my life.
Harrison loved squirrel stew.
Oh,
don't be weird. People used to eat squirrel all the time, and they still do in certain parts of the world, like Alabama. And apparently Harrison's mom never had a
he just looks like someone who would eat squirrel stew. Like the hairdo. If you're rocking this hairdo, you're probably eating squirrels, respectfully.
Force him to eat vegetables growing up, since he actually quite enjoyed fresh vegetables. John Tyler. Pudding. Tyler loved him some pudding. Pretty much every kind.
Yeah, man, everything's sweet, and if it's not sweet, it's apparently squirrel stew. What's going on?
Sugar pie. In fact, he served...
Commenters, what is your favorite food? Would you be like listing desserts as your favorite food? I feel like this really isn't that common.
Sugar pie so much to guess that the treat eventually became known as, quote, Tyler's pudding pie. James Polk. Not to sound all corny, but James Polk loved cornbread, and if Cracker Barrel existed when he was alive, he would love pretty much everything on its menu. For dessert, he loved vinegar pie.
Vinegar pie?
Sounds nasty to me, but I'm sure it tastes just fine.
See, I'm like sort of a sicko. I love salt and vinegar chips. I like salty things. I like sour things. I would be down to try some vinegar pie.
Zachary Taylor. Taylor loved both Southern and Creole food.
Okay.
Specifically, he was a big fan of rice callas, which I've never had, but look amazing.
These look like funnel cakes. Or hush puppies with powdered sugar on top.
On Quincy Adams, he was also a big fruit guy. In particular, cherries, which he apparently ate lots of. Right?
Well, like, were they just... Why is there so much fruit and so many sweets? What's going on? I'm actually confused right now. Almost every single president is just like eating sweets and fruits. There's got to be some normal food within here. I know like a couple have had normal foods, but maybe we really need to get to like President 30 onward. We need to get to some colored pictures for them to stop having such a weird taste in food, maybe.
Right before he died in office. Millard Fillmore.
What a
The more
name.
boring of a
Millard.
food it was, the more Fillmore was attracted to it. His favorite two foods were apparently soup and stew. As it so happens, those are two of my least favorite foods.
What is that in the soup? Do you see this? What is this confetti? What is this blue thing? You know that the only blue food in existence is a blueberry, I believe, and even then that's like kind of purple. So what is this, huh? Did you put plastic in my soup?
I should add that historians credit Fillmore for modernizing the White House kitchen. Franklin Pierce. Pierce loved food, but he didn't host many dinner parties, so we have to speculate about what his favorite
An
foods
antisocial
were.
king.
Likely they were New England classics like clam chowder,
Ah,
fried clams,
okay.
and apple pie.
All right, these are more normal. I'm anti-seafood, but I do enjoy some fried shrimp.
James Buchanan. Buchanan did have many dinner parties with extravagant meals. That said, his two favorite foods I sure as heck didn't see coming. butter, especially from Philadelphia, and wait for it, cabbage.
Wow.
Ugh.
That's weird, to say the least. All right, Honest Abe. Let's go. Let's go. Now we're cooking. Honest Abe won't foul me.
Abraham Lincoln. I smell bacon.
Perfect.
While he didn't eat much, the great Abraham Lincoln definitely developed an appetite for bacon, but also chicken fricassee, which is basically chicken simmered in some sauce. He
Never
also
had it. Looks good enough.
dug cornbread and gingerbread cookies for dessert.
All right, so
And-
far, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln are in first and second, which is kind of funny because they're like probably the two most famous presidents.
Andrew Johnson. He also loved Southern food, often what we call today, quote, comfort
Oh, this
food.
dude's about
So
to
yes,
cook.
he would
Fried
also love
chicken? What do we
Cracker
got?
Barrel. Specifically, he loved a dish called Hoppin' John, which is a rice and pea-based concoction.
I'd eat
All
it.
these foods I've never heard of. Ulysses Grant. Grant was a simple man who had simple tastes. His number one food, rice pudding. He actually had his own special recipe for a lemon-flavored variety of it.
I respect him having his own recipe. Rice pudding, like extremely mid though, like the definition of mid.
Rutherford Hayes. Speaking of
Yo,
special
what happened to these cool first names? Now we're all Braden, Aiden, Jaden, Clayton. What happened to Rutherford and Milford?
recipes, Hayes loved to eat more than anything his wife Lucy's
Oh,
cornmeal
whoa,
pancakes.
whoa.
Hayes
Okay, I thought we were taking a turn there.
was a disciplined eater, though, who never ate or drank too much. James Garfield. Garfield had a difficult time being able to eat anything, but when he did eat, he usually ate squirrel soup.
Another? That's crazy.
Right. The favorite food of not just one, but two American presidents was squirrel. Chester Arthur. No joke, Arthur's favorite food matched his facial hair. Mutton chops.
Okay,
He had a single
respect.
chop for dinner most nights. Grover Cleveland. Oh, Cleveland was all about extravagant meals, and he'd eat most of what was in front of him. However, his favorite foods were corned beef
Ooh,
and cabbage.
I love corned beef and cabbage so much. One of my favorite meals, honestly. So far, this dude's winning because I'm like extremely biased. I'll put him in first. With that said, I would never touch herring in a million years, but I do love this dish a great deal.
And pickled herring, apparently? Well, that's kind of gross. But we have our first seafood president, though, so that's exciting.
What, there was the cod fish cakes dude. What do you mean? And then there was the shrimp seafood dude as well. Come on.
Benjamin Harrison. Harrison was another corny president.
A true American. Just some corn. Nothing more American than corn. That's probably a lie, but like you go through the Midwest, it's just corn all over.
Although we don't know many details about his eating habits, he loved corn and anything associated with it. Really, his family often did enjoy huge feasts while they lived in the White House. At one feast, they served turtle.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't like when people eat turtle. It just makes me sad, man.
William McKinley. If it was an animal, McKinley probably liked to eat it.
Respect.
Again, there is no evidence that
Except if it's a turtle.
he was a cannibal. In addition to meat, he was a big breakfast
Okay.
guy. And so am I. In fact, I often eat breakfast for dinner, which I call Brenner. You got a problem with that?
That dude's pretty good too. Solid meals there.
Anyway, McKinley even became known for serving big breakfasts at the White House.
He
And
invented the McDonald's Big Breakfast? No way.
a special kind of egg casserole that became known as the, quote, McKinley
Oh,
omelet.
what is in this? Hold up. So we got tomato. It's looking like ground beef. Could be ground sausage. Maybe some spinach. Presumably onions and peppers. Cheese, obviously.
Theodore
I'd eat it.
Roosevelt. Roosevelt also loved meat, but especially
All right, he made a joke about us wanting to see Theodore Roosevelt, so let's see.
steak
Love steak.
and fried chicken.
Love fried chicken as well.
He supposedly was known to be able to take down more than a whole chicken in a single sitting. The colonel would be proud.
Is that difficult to do? I feel like it's kind of easy. I've eaten a full rotisserie chicken in one sitting before. Actually, I feel like fried adds more calories than you think. Yeah, actually, that is a little unhinged. I feel like most can do it, but most don't do it.
And I came across his 42nd birthday dinner. First course,
Let's see.
Blue Point oysters.
L.
Second course, green
Oh,
turtle soup,
L,
clear
mega
celery,
L?
olives, sweet sherry. Third course, timbale of
Huh?
peanut ham.
I would eat
Fourth
that.
course,
I don't know what that
crab
is. That sounds interesting though. I like peanuts. I like ham.
flake, a new bird.
Crab's okay,
Fifth
I
course,
guess.
Filet of beef,
W?
Dickinson green
W?
peas, fresh mushrooms,
W?
Klausch, which means under glass. Sixth course, quail and bread
L.
sauce, salad Roman punch. Dessert cake,
Salad Roman punch? Bread sauce, salad Roman. Like, where's the comma? Quail and bread sauce, salad Roman punch. Is salad Roman punch one thing, or is there salad, comma, Roman punch? I'm gonna have to Google this. This is weird.
confectionery, biscuit, tortoni, coffee, appropriate wines with each course. I've decided that I would like to have the exact same preparations made for my 42nd birthday dinner. William Taft.
All right, this was the fattest president. I think if I'm mixing them up, my bad.
Steak and potatoes, baby. Those are
Solid
staples.
meal.
Taft
Solid all-American meal.
apparently eat a 12-ounce steak with breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day, and
Listen, dude, if I was the president, I'd probably be doing it too.
sometimes he'd have 2 with dinner.
Hop
Right
off.
on. Woodrow Wilson. Like Ulysses Grant, Wilson had simple tastes, and he mostly ate the same type of stuff. Due to ongoing health issues during his presidency,
Head
he
pet.
ate 2 raw eggs and drank a glass of grape juice for breakfast.
Well, that's a little unhinged.
Every morning. He also liked to eat chicken salad. Warren Harding, another probable Cracker Barrel boy. Harding loved what we would call, quote, comfort food. In particular, he dug chicken pot pie and knockwurst and sauerkraut.
Yo, doesn't this... Let me rewind, sorry. Doesn't this look like a little elephant in there? Now, I've only had the frozen chicken pot pies, like banquet, TV dinners, and KFC's pot pie, which is like surprisingly mad good. Like legit. I love those. But knockwurst, I actually have had knockwurst before. I'm a big fan. So far this dude's cooking. I like what this guy is eating. Shout out
To
him.
think of it, he was more of a pub-style finger food type of fella. Calvin Coolidge. Coolidge was a unique dude and probably had more unique ideas about food than any other president. First of all, he called all meals, quote, supper. Second, he would eat at weird times of the day, often sneaking bites of whatever he could
That
grab
is
at
so funny.
meetings, especially pickles. Third,
Oh,
he
yo,
mixed
W. I love pickles, man. I'd be snacking on pickles all day, too. Honestly, I do snack on pickles all day.
random food together that should not be mixed together. Fourth, he was one of the earliest American adopters of eating Chinese food. I could go on, but that's a little sample there of his quirks.
Okay.
In addition to
I
pickles,
like it.
his favorite foods were his wife Grace's chicken chop suey, chicken chow mein, and apple pie
All
made
right.
with pork.
Oh, well, apple pie with pork sounds crazy, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Shout out his wife learning how to cook Chinese food for him. Cool. Interesting dude.
Robert Hoover. Hoover loved a
Good name.
Thanksgiving favorite, sweet potatoes topped with marshmallows. He even had his own special
Looks like diabetes. I don't want this ever. Once again, I'm a sweet hater, though. I know I'm in the minority.
recipe.
But it looks terrible to me.
He often served elegant meals at the White House, at least before the economy went to crap during his presidency. Franklin Roosevelt. FDR
Delano? That's what the D stands for? That's pretty cool.
loved the same food as most American kids, apparently. Yep, he loved grilled cheese sandwiches, hot dogs, and scrambled
He's just
eggs
a little
more
guy.
than anything.
He's just
But
a
he
little
also
fella.
regularly ate fish chowder.
With that said, I do think scrambled eggs are like by far the worst form of eggs. I don't enjoy them. I'm probably having bad scrambled eggs, to be honest. If I like had some really proper non-dried out scrambled eggs, I might be down, but I just like an over easy egg. I like the yolk, sue me.
Harry Truman. More than anything, Truman loved his mom's fried chicken.
Respect.
And I have to agree.
A mama's
My
boy.
mom is the best cook ever. Truman also loved well-done steak
Eh?
and meatloaf. No, not
Okay.
that
I
meat.
do love meatloaf. Meatloaf is like kind of controversial for some reason, but I think it's good. I enjoy meatloaf. As far as well done steak goes, if it's a thin steak, I don't mind if it's well done. If it's a thick steak like this, I don't think it would be enjoyable to eat well done, but you know, people have their tastes. It'd be what it do. I won't crucify you for eating a well-done steak. If you want it, go ahead. I won't make fun of you. I know a lot of people do.
Meatloaf, rest in peace. Yes, Truman liked...
Not the ketchup glazed meatloaf, though. I don't like this one. I like meatloaf either plain or with gravy. Never ketchup.
that meatloaf, as long as it didn't have onions, dadgummit.
Oh, I want mine with onions, trust.
Dwight Eisenhower. Not only was Eisenhower a food connoisseur, he was also a pretty darn good cook. Eisenhower and his wife Mamie may have been the first in the White House to regularly eat their meals on TV trays while checking out the tube. Speaking
cool.
of Mamie, Dwight's favorite dessert was her
$1 million fudge?
fudge. He also enjoyed corn pudding. John Kennedy.
All right, now we're getting into the colored pictures, and everyone loves JFK. I think he's going to have something good. Or it's just more seafood since they're highlighting New England. Let's see.
Real New Englander, JFK loved clam chowder.
Makes sense.
I mean, chowder. Kennedy
What else?
also loved seafood for dinner,
Okay.
but similar to Abraham Lincoln, apparently never ate that much. There I go again with all those Lincoln and Kennedy coincidences.
All right,
Lyndon
like respectable.
Johnson.
This dude's unhinged. Like legit, probably the most insane president ever.
LBJ loves some of that extra spicy deer sausage. Heck yeah. But really, if it was anything spicy, he probably liked it. He also loved barbecue,
Okay.
chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and gravy, cornbread, grits, and pretty much all Mexican food.
Okay, well, while he is insane, he has some very good taste in food. I love barbecue, especially like any skewers of any kind, and I do love Mexican food for sure. Never had chicken fried steak, but I'm pretty sure I'd enjoy it. Grits, probably not. Cornbread's okay. Cornbread's good.
Dang, I'm getting hungry now. Richard Nixon. Nixon famously had a weird habit of eating cottage cheese and ketchup for breakfast.
Brother, what? That's insane. Like, you'd have to actually pay me to eat this. This seems beyond terrible. And like, I don't hate cottage cheese, for the record. I hate ketchup. I definitely would hate these together. This is not it.
Breakfast. And of course, there was also Nixon's secret meatloaf, the meatloaf. No, not that meatloaf. Rest in peace. Yes, that meatloaf.
Yeah, his meatloaf has ketchup on it, so I don't trust it.
Gerald Ford. Ford's favorite dinner was a pot roast with red cabbage,
Okay.
followed by his favorite dessert of butter pecan
Ooh,
ice
butter pecan ice cream's really good. All right, Gerald Ford, well done.
cream.
W.
He also enjoyed English muffins.
Also
Jimmy
a W, I
Carter.
guess, kind of.
Like LBJ before him, Carter loves grits and has eaten them nearly every day of his entire 97 years on this earth. Carter even had a dog named Grits,
Cute.
born on the same day he was elected president. Ronald Reagan. Reagan famously loved jelly beans, specifically Jelly Bellies.
That's crazy.
Which he always had a jar
I
of.
think jelly beans are some of the worst candy known to man. I used to hate getting them on Easter. They would like fill the basket. They're disgusting. I'm surprised that anyone would name this as their favorite food, let alone like favorite candy. They just kind of seem like a filler candy. I've never heard somebody who loves jelly beans.
Of on his desk. In fact, 3.5 tons of red, white, and blue Jelly Bellies were shipped to Washington, D.C. for his 1981 inauguration festivities.
That's cool though.
At one point during his presidency, more than 300,000 jelly beans were bought each month to be placed all over the White House, Capitol building, and other federal buildings. And that's it. He only liked jelly beans. Okay, he liked other food too, but jelly beans got all the attention. George H.W.
All right,
Bush.
Bush
We know that
Sr.
Bush Sr. loved pork rinds,
Okay.
and similar to Reagan increasing the popularity of Jelly Bellies, Bush helped increase the popularity of pork rinds. Apparently, Bush was more vocal, however, about his least favorite food. Yeah, it's quite well known
Broccoli?
that Bush hated broccoli.
I'll take. Broccoli's pretty good. Arguably the best vegetable in my opinion. As for pork rinds, they're okay. They're all right. They have a weird aftertaste, I think, but I'll eat them.
Once saying, quote, "I am the president of the United States and I am not going to eat any more broccoli." Bill Clinton. Clinton famously loves cheeseburgers.
Respect.
Or at least he used to.
Very American.
Specifically, he has been a fan of McDonald's
Nice.
cheeseburgers.
Damn, maybe Bill Clinton's the biggest McDonald's fan. Maybe it's not Trump.
He even went there when he was president. He also loves their Egg McMuffin breakfast
Yeah,
sandwich.
honestly, sausage egg McMuffin, This is like the normal McMuffin with Canadian bacon, but sausage egg McMuffin is by far the greatest fast food breakfast, in my opinion.
I just want to thank you for stopping by again.
Well, thank you, Kevin. You got a real American family place here. Is it too late for an Egg McMuffin?
George W. Bush.
All right. Here's the good stuff. Just look at him. You know he eats well. You know he does. He's from Texas, a Texas boy. Hit me with the Tex-Mex. Please, George, don't let me down. I chose you as the president I would eat with.
Cheeseburgers? How about
I like
cheeseburger
burgers.
pizza?
Cheeseburger
That'd be
pizza? No, I've never had it, but I'd be down if you remove the ketchup and the mustard. I'm weird with condiments.
a favorite of George Bush Jr. Yep, while in the White House, his favorite request for dinner was a simple margarita pizza topped with beef, bacon, tomatoes, cheese, pickles, ketchup, and mustard. Bush also loves Tex-Mex.
Let's go! He did it. He did not fail me. George Bush, big handshake. Yeah, I'm happy eating with him. I love Mexican food, specifically Tex-Mex food. The pizza, little weird, champ. Give me a normal pizza, but the Tex-Mex all day.
He should. Barack Obama.
All right, what's Barack
While
eating?
Bush Sr. hated broccoli, apparently Obama loves broccoli,
Respect.
but he also loves cheeseburgers
Respect.
too. That said, he prefers the more sophisticated, higher quality burgers over McDonald's
Doesn't he like Five Guys? I think he likes Five Guys.
burgers and nachos. Obama loves
Nachos are good
too.
All right, man. Obama and Bush, they're what's up so far, food-wise. All right, Mr. Trump, please be just straight up McDonald's, please.
Donald Trump. Well, let's keep this burger trend
There
going.
it is, there
Trump
it
not
is.
only loves burgers, but fast food in general.
Can we
He did
blame him? The most American president. He just loves his fast food. Look at this.
digs the Big Mac and Filet-O-Fish at McDonald's in particular, but no fries, no fries. Here is one of my favorite pictures of him, by the way. Oh,
This
and
is a
here
great
he
picture,
is with
honestly.
A wonderful bucket of chicken.
Eating KFC with a knife and fork. And he just had like a pool of gravy. Look at that. Look at this. A pool of gravy. You're gonna cut off a piece of chicken, dunk it in the gravy. You do you, King. You do you.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, what's Biden eating?
Finally, it's well known that our current president loves
Ice cream.
his ice cream.
My name is Joe Biden, and I love ice cream. You all think I'm kidding, I'm not.
But apparently, he likes fast food just as much
Okay.
as his
The
predecessor.
second most American president. Oh, damn. This is gonna be the second most American election of all time in a couple of days or months. That's crazy.
So that's it. That was every president's favorite food. And perfect timing, because I just finished my banana.
There you go. All right, W video. It's hard to remember everyone off the top of my head, but I will pick the corned beef dude as having the best taste because I just love corned beef and cabbage. I really do. But past that, Trump and Biden. Honestly, these four. The four latest, Bush, Obama, Biden, and Trump, they had the best foods overall because it's normal to me. You know, they're the closest to the modern day. I'm not trying to eat that squirrel stew. You let me know what your favorite food from any of these presidents were. Handshake. Thanks for watching. Until next time.